Hey guys, I want to thank you for this recent download from the podcast C's Get Degrees. This week's guest is coming all the way from Europe. Bernadette Ana Bruckner joins the show and gives us some tough love and some inner drive. So once again, guys, thank you for all these recent downloads from the podcast C's Get Degrees. Go visit Apple, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music today for all brand new episodes from the podcast C's Get Degrees. And for all the swag lovers, go visit www.thechadmsmith.com/shop for all the brand new swag. Once again, guys, thank you very much and enjoy the show. Welcome to the pod. Thank you very much. And we were talking earlier prior to, bringing you on, just kind of talking back and forth. Well, first of all, sorry. Tell everyone where you are. And I know I have Bernadette Ana Bruckner, but I'm probably butchering it. So
no, it's totally okay. Hi, everybody. I'm from Austria. No, I'm not yodeling. Yes, I have a dirndl. No, I'm not eating all the time apple strudel and everything else because I'm a very healthy person. And a funny person. Very excited that we are talking today. Finally, we found a topic because it's sometimes so interesting when we do the pre-talk before. We're like, yeah, let's talk about this one. I'm like, nah, I'm getting bored too. Let's take a really, really good topic. I like it. Disrupt everything. Because this year, my biggest aim is truly disrupt everything and question everything. Not talking about politics or anything else, just talking about our own values and beliefs, what we got conditioned since childhood.
Yeah, and the topic that we kind of both lit the light bulb with is we were discussing that a lot of my listeners are women, women-based, female-based, husband, wife, what it is. And we were talking about how a lot of these moms, wives, girlfriends were very super competitive in high school in all kinds of sports, and even on the guy side of it. But then they enter a serious relationship or vice versa, motherhood or wifehood or, wherever you want to label it. And that competitiveness kind of gets put on a shelf. They know they're competitive, but the focus is different.
I know this feeling. I'm a Leo in horoscope, so I know what competition means. I mean, I don't have competition as Leo, but I know what you're talking about. And this year I become 45. And I always say, since I'm getting not only old, but not competitive anymore. Is it because I'm more satisfied? Is it because I'm kind of have different life experience? I don't know, but I miss it. I see there's many women when I coach them and support them and nurture them, actually for 20 years already. Sometimes we say, yeah, because we are now grown ups. We have to be more nice. We have to be on eye level. We have to be taking care of this one and this one. We have to have, family, be married and everything. And I'm like, no, I don't want to end up like my grandmother or my auntie. And just it sounds boring to me. And for me, it's like for many, many years, I just do everything what I want to do and not what my mother or other people believe it's right. And I miss the wild days too. I'm not talking about, the binge drinking, what you do when you're like, teeny or in your 20s and all the things, and wearing weird stuff, what, kind of you believed it's totally cool and trendy and everything. When you see pictures like this, you're like, no, holy Jesus, that's not me. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there, but the best part, when I became 40 was one thing. I gave a shit about the other opinions, and I recreate my life way much more now than I did before because I just don't care about other opinions anymore.
She noticed it, guys. You guys are listening didn't see it. I was going nuts when she just said, "Don't give a shit what people are saying." I'm just like, yes, yes, because the reasoning is a lot of, and not say the reason on my end. Like we both have our different answers for this. I went through a lot of, and I'm gonna go on my story here just for a little bit. Obviously, I got married, got divorced, whatever, and went through a little period where I was trying to please others. So I was trying to be that different person, trying to be someone that like your parents wanted or your aunt and uncle wanted or
Yes.
grandma wanted. You can go down a whole list of everything, what they wanted. I gained so much freedom in my life when I did exactly what you just said. Where it's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm putting the tunnel vision on. I'm going to put the blinders up. I'm going to go to you guys as family, as, loving, caring, all that. So it's family. So we're going to love you. We're going to, we're going to be nice and genuine at the family outings and just take care of your family. But deep down, and this is a saying that, I learned a long time ago from someone in business. Hey, the person that makes the decision is the one that signs the bottom of the check. And last time I check for any rent checks or mortgage payments or whatever, and I'm single right now, so I could say my name's on it, but at least right now my name's on it. So once you stop caring about what people think, it's like the world just, I don't want to use the term settle down. It doesn't. It just lightens up to where it's like, hey, that's fun. Hey, that's fun. And you just expand your mindset.
Not only that, but why should I please others? We got so much condition, and you're coming from another culture. You're not coming also from another country and everything. I'm coming from the countryside in Austria.
Yeah.
And my mother always, they had plans with me. As girl, as woman, you have to be like this, you have to be like this and this. And since childhood, I have truly a Leo attitude. I always say, no. I don't want to, maybe it's stubborn for others, but it's for me like, no, I know very exactly where I want to go, what I want to do. It's huge topic still in Austria and in other countries as well. And at the end of my life, I say one thing, I did it my way. And the background is pretty easy. I nearly died 3 to 4 times. I was highly suicide when I was 20. I was in France. The only reason why I didn't kill myself was actually because I thought I can't do it to my mother, killing myself in a foreign country where she has no idea what's going on there. That was the only reason. And we got so conditioned from our parents, from our environment, from our so-called friends, from teachers, from politics, from media, and everything else. It's if we would listen to everybody else out there, we would have the world what we have today. Suicide high, depression high, burnout high. There are so less people out there who are happy. And I truly believe, and that's my belief, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And because we all listen to others. We get conditioned since childhood, listen to others. You have to listen to the doctor because he knows better. You have to listen to the teacher. You have to listen to your grandma because your grandma is older than you. Does anyone relate to those sentences? I got all the sentences. My mother, her biggest aim was that I get married to a farmer. I'm coming from the countryside.
Yeah, yeah.
That's her biggest wish for herself. I was like, no, I want to go to school. I want to go to university. I want to learn something. I want to educate myself because I know I have all the talents and gifts and everything else. I love my family.
Yeah.
Not their beliefs.
That's me and you are sitting in the same spot.
And this is something when I'm supporting women most of the time for free, giving all my business knowledge and also mompreneurs, because having child poverty also in Austria is a huge topic. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I was always supported by CEOs, by millionaires and everything else, because there's one thing what I learned the most from my family, that was working. And I was with 20 already on a position which was not normal, only because others saw the gifts in me. And this is something, we fight for with so many stereotypes out there for nothing. Others telling us, also the media, and if you see like the women body, sometimes you have the belief that the bodies of women don't belong to themselves. We have to cut out this one, we have to look like this, we have to look like this, only to please some kind of, I don't know, mental ill person. Why do they complain about me and my body and what I believe? And why do believe the other person that they know better than I myself? And when I actually did it with 30, but with 40, I truly was the last step, saying now I have reached kind of an age that other people are not allowed to tell me anymore what I should do or believe in everything. Yes, life got easier. I feel more freedom, but I have now so much choice that sometimes it's not that easy what to choose. And when I think it was 2007, 2008, when I finished my studies, I took a break out in Sri Lanka. I said from my own life, only to check for myself, who am I? What gifts do I have? What blind spots do I have? And what do I want to achieve? And I wrote my own. I hope I use now the right English word. For funeral talk. I wrote my own funeral talk. For what
What is it here? Obituary, I think, is what they call it. Something on that
okay.
line. But a lot of stuff's interchangeable because we have a very, I don't want to say Eastern Europe, but like a lot of this area is German, French, the settlers for when World War came in. So we have a lot of heavy Austria, German, all that people in this area. So some stuff converts.
Okay. It's like when I wrote my own funeral talk, and imagine that I'm like 80 or 90, and just do a reflection on my living of 80 years, for which what I want to be known or famous for. And this was such a huge relief, only to find myself. I just want to go my way. I just want to whatever. And if I make mistakes, it's totally okay. I have fun with my mistakes. I have fun when I fucked up totally. I have fun when I succeed. I have fun when I can try something what other people told me I can't do that. I have fun with truly competition if other people is telling me. And I had one situation. I was in London at Richard Bandler's NLP course, and he said on the stage, "No one can be better than me." I looked at him, I pointed at him, and I said, "Watch me." So I developed something further on, not only because it just, I don't care if I'm better or not, but sometimes having the competition thinking, it makes you better. It makes you go more out. You find your own blind spots. You can unleash your own potentials. And I call those people kick-ass angels. So if there are people out there who are telling me you can't do that, and I hear it a lot, I don't know why. I'm actually a small person. I have size 0, and I'm not the biggest person. Maybe it's this one, I don't know. Maybe I'm a woman, I don't know. I smile at them. Watch me.
Then do you give I know my mom's 5'4", just and my grandma's 5 feet tall. So I have a lot of short, fiery females in my family. And they just kind of smile and they just kind of give that little nod. And it's like, uh-oh. and they're very cautious about it because they're very genuine. Just, hey, how's it going? Like a very friendly person. But when someone tells them exactly what they just told you, you better get out of their way. We're driven to succeed.
Yes, me too. I'm getting bored. I had one guy, and he was really a very good mentor, and he was kind of a European champion in kickboxing or something like that. I said, "Ooh, I like." I began kettlebell. I began kickboxing because he inspired me, and for me, it's like confidence. It always depends how you define wordings, how you define competition, how you define whatever you want to define. And this is your definition based on whatever is true for you. And this is something no one else has. It's like your own footprint or fingerprint. And for me, I'm getting bored. If I have people around me who don't have any drive, not from inside, or who are like couch potatoes, I'm like, I'm getting bored. I'm sorry. I'm not this kind of person. And if someone see my CV, I have a CV like an 80-year-old one. Am I a scanner? Yes. Am I ADD? I don't know. Maybe. But I like to create. I like to bring something out. I like to support others. I like to be known at the end of my living that you did something. I mean, I wrote, I think last year 10 books. This year I will write many more, and also different languages, creating different projects. I'm in the middle of creating my own research center. This is not something just, I have to do it.
No, you want to do it. You love doing it.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to do it. Is it about competition all the time? Or is it about creation? Is it about bringing something out there what makes fun? I mean, family can be fun too. It can be fun when you're in a good relationship, when everything is okay. It's fun having a family. But if you have the feeling that your wild side is going, sleeping, it's like, no.
Wake it back up. And I have to ask you this question because a few people asked me this over the weekend, because I'm like you, I call it hyperactive, but like ADHD. Yeah. Like I heard that label my whole life. I call it a special power because we have this additional gear that it's like we have it's like an overdrive gear that you just go. Yes. And we like to achieve things and just kind of be that creative person. But people ask me, they're like, don't you ever just crash on the couch and just don't do nothing and shut your brain off? I said, a friend of mine bought a real estate office complex where he's going to be small business incubator system is what it's called, with a different title to it. I went down there. I helped him put some chairs together. I helped him kind of clean. It's a two-way street. It's like, it's his own building. I wanted to see what he was doing and create magic in there. But on the other end of it, to me, chilling down, or is what people would say Netflix and chill is the term in the States here. So you watch Netflix and just don't do nothing. To me, doing nothing is turning the music up as loud as I can and creatively we had office chairs put together. So we literally turned on like BB King or like some of the blues, mm-hmm. and he just cranked the sound system in this place. And we just started pounding through chairs, just putting these chairs together. And people are like, aren't you burned out? I'm like, no, because when we're in this ADHD mode or ADD mode, or when we're in this tunnel vision or the zone, as I want to word it, stuff like that, you're still being creative. You're still like your mind's shut off because you got one project. Yes, you need to use the brain. I get that. But it's like you feel recharged after that because everything you love to do, you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And many people asking me about work-life balance. Don't you have a work-life balance? I'm like, sure, but different.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, in my opinion, I'm slow. And I tell many people, be happy that you didn't know me with my 20s, because I was a Speedy Gonzales in a slow motion movie. I mean, no wonder I have 3 burnouts, and only because my body didn't got the tempo anymore. But this is something I choose what work-life balance is for me. I choose it, not any other person, only because this person is a couch potato and is maybe a little bit slower than me. It doesn't mean that I don't have a work-life balance.
Yeah.
I like to travel. When I'm traveling, I'm totally creative. I'm writing, I'm doing everything. It's the same when I'm just, moving. And I'm so happy when I do something what makes me, feel comfy, and it's not about standing. I always say I can sleep when I'm dead. Then I have time. And for me, it's like, yes, do I need a timeout? Yes, sometimes, but a timeout is for me something different. and everybody else is choosing it. For me, for example, I can't read one book. I read 3-4 books parallel. Is it weird? Maybe for others, but it can be a gift too. I'm very good in multi-project management.
Yeah.
And this is something, bless your gifts, bless your potential. Only because another person doesn't understand doesn't mean that you are not right. But the society, or whoever the society is, want to tell us something different sometimes. For me, it's liberating and very freeing when I say, I understand you, but I don't have to be like you. Many reasons why I love to work with autistic and Asperger people, by the way, and HDD. And when you learn to handle yourself, and I handle it a lot with a healthy food, by the way, and sport and all the things with a healthy lifestyle, then I can handle everything else too. It's not that we are mentally disordered. We just function differently.
Yeah, it's a system based.
Yes.
Like for me, and I'm gonna go on my ADHD for a second, and I don't know much about Asperger's and all and autistic and stuff, but I do know ADHD, or like the hyperactivity, kind of parallels with that stuff. I think because like they're super smart and their brain moves 100 miles an hour, but don't quote me on it. I'm not around it every day. But I notice the more I have to be in a gym in the morning, I have to work my 8 hours. Like I'm not even tired after I'm done working 8 hours at work. And then I come home and I work another 4 hours because I have a goofy work schedule. So like I have 4 hours open in the morning. I go to work, I come back, I stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. So I have a 4-hour block there to get stuff prepped for the morning and then do like work. So like I still work till 1-2 in the morning, my time, and then wake back up at 7:38. And people are like, how are you not tired or gassed out or anything? I'm like, because I know the direction I'm going outside of work is where I want to be.
But some people believe that's something bad. They fear it for what reason whatsoever. And fear is conditioned.
Yep.
And for me, it's like, I have the same time as you, 24 hours, 7. How you use it or how I use it is a choice.
Yep.
And for me, binge drinking, smoking, partying, it's not a choice. I did it before, by the way. It's not that I have no idea what is going on. I tried everything, but it's not something what works for me.
Yeah.
But this is something I could, next to my books, I designed dresses, designed bags, everything, a house and everything else. And other people told me 20 years ago, I'm not good in designing, or I'm not creative in all the things. I'm more into countings and numbers and everything. Yes, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe I have more gifts. What other people believe is okay. My mom, every time when I tell her something, what I do, even when it's a small part, it's too much for her. So I can't even tell her what I'm doing, not even when a part of it, because it's when she listened to me, it's too much for her. And for me, it's like, yes, it's okay too.
I'm laughing because it's seriously, I see so much of me in you right now, because I had that conversation a month ago with my mother where she goes, okay, explain to me what's all going on. And I'm like, you really want to know? She goes, yeah. I said, there's a lot of dots everywhere. So I kind of started going down the process. She's like, first of all, I don't listen to a podcast, which is cool. She's 61 or 61 years old. She's like, I know nothing about it. But then she goes, everything you just told me after that, she's like, I have no clue where to start. And she's very brilliant. She's a very brilliant individual. It just, she's not in the environment, so she doesn't get it. And like, once you're in it, you get it. But when you're kind of looking from outside in, it's a tough animal to understand the social media market, or the market that we're in, until you're in it. And she's like, I don't get it. She's shaking her head. She's like, you're just going to have to say you're doing, say, hey, it's doing well or doing good or not doing so hot or whatever when it's doing, because she goes, you're gonna have me lost in like 2 minutes. I'm like, okay,
It's
fair
okay.
enough. Yeah.
As long as they don't complain, it's like always say, are you happy with it?
Oh,
Are
I'm
you
having a, yeah,
staying
yeah,
are you staying healthy as well? Because my topic was always with after 3 burnouts, and I'm totally, driving now, it was not healthy anymore. So I had to find myself something that I can balance in better. There was many reasons why I created my own nutrition style and my own coaching therapy style with own copy strategy and resilience method, where I bring out a whole book series with other experts supporting others. It's finding for myself a solution that I still can go back to my old wild tempo and still staying healthy. And this is something where I'm in the middle of transition.
yeah,
Because I miss my tempo, seriously. I miss my tempo, what I had with 20. And if someone is telling me, it's only because you're now older, you can't do it anymore, I'm like, watch me. This is something like it's not, no. It's never about the age, by the way.
yeah,
And neuroplasticity, that's a part of neuroscience, shows us we can have we can do the same stuff with 80 than we did with 20. It's not about, on the sporty level, but when you stay active, when you be disciplined and stay on all the time, your body is moving, because every all 7 years, all the cells renew every time. So when you support your own body, when you support your mind, you can stay healthy however you old get, however you are getting into your age. So age is not, it's not a topic. This is something we got conditioned. And am I aging faster when I'm such a speedy? Seriously, I got such sentences. They ask me, you have to you know, get aged faster because you're so speedy. I'm like, no. What I do for 10 years is, because I created my own nutrition style, is eating and living very healthy, because I want to keep my tempo.
yeah, yeah.
And
And oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, but this is something. This is a choice. What I also do.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed too. And my diet's a little bit different right now because I'm trying to bulk up because I'm lifting weights. But when
Mhm.
I'm traditionally on a good one, it's heavy, fruits, heavy veggies, and there's some meats and stuff. And they're just, it's not a true like all, you know, keto or all these fancy ones.
Mm-mm.
It's just what it is it's common sense, simple. So if my body likes it and enjoys it, and when I don't have it around, I get a headache or I need something for it, not like a drug, not that, but like if I know my body misses it because of the headache, then I'll just keep it in a routine and just
Mhm.
keep it in the cycle. So it's, right now, yes, it's a lot of red meats and the heavy carbs just because of the lifting cycle I'm in. But traditionally it's a lot of, veggies and greens and stuff that bring me energy, like a
Mhm.
healthy energy, not like the cereal energy or stuff. So I know the food's a little bit different over by you than it is here because we have a lot of highly volume manufactured stuff. But I try to keep it simple and just keep it, the local food market and
Yes.
just keep it clean. Like try to stay away from the canned foods and all that stuff. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, that's a huge thing. Once I cleaned that up, I felt better. And then also you add in exercise in there. And then you also add in now, like here's another key one that people keep forgetting: networking. Like you have to be very selective with who's in your circle, good or bad.
Yes. I have I have different networks. My inner circle is very small, but I don't have to. They take me the way I am, and this is something very important for me.
Yeah.
And their business circle and all the things. But for example, I have friends, as more as you choose who you are, and as more you choose your own lifestyle, you always find a tribe, by the way. And I, for example, have people around me. There's one guy, he lives so healthy and he has so much energy, and also his girlfriend, that he, sleep 3 to 4 hours and he's doing all his stuff. But he doesn't take any drugs. That's all natural food.
Yep.
So it's like with a car. When you give a car a good fuel, it will work way much better than you give something else. Why it's not a difference with the people? And I was in such a good condition one day, a couple years ago, because at the moment I'm supporting my mom, so I also eat her stuff. But when I cook my own, I have so much energy that sleep is something. Yeah, I rest. But this is not this is all because that's what's possible. What you can do with your body. And when you have healthy food and a healthy lifestyle, your mind is healthy, of course. And for me, I see more and more as I discover myself and what my body nurtures, what we actually capable of. And this fascinates me. I always say, none of us know ourselves at all, what is possible. So why should we judge others? Why we why should we believe that we know others when we don't know ourselves, what we are capable of?
And that's the number one lesson I told someone yesterday. It's like, don't try to change anyone. Just let them be their self. And then, when they're ready to learn or vice versa, they'll come to you or they'll ask you a question, but accept the person where they're at and just kind of let them flourish themselves, encourage or whatever. But it's more of they are who they are because that's the system that they have. So just kind of either lift them up or just, as the relationship advice my mom gave me is he is what he is. So just let him go and he'll come to me when he's ready.
Yes, and for example, I have a wonderful guy around me, and I know all his topics, and I see him struggling for nothing. But the only thing, and he asked me all the time because he want to discover it on his own, and I'm like, yes, of course.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just be there. I know I have my blind spots. I know I'm just checking them all the time. And yes, you need the counterpart, you need your tribe, you need your network, that you find it out because they're your mirror. But sometimes only be there is enough. And as you said, either they are coming to you or not. I bless them all the time. And I enjoy every single moment when they are around with all their ups and downs and flaws and everything else. And they're like, some people need that. And I think it's just when I have a drama queen or someone around, I think it's funny because it's not mine. But I did so many courses on psychology and further education and all the things only to find myself better or handle myself and my gifts. That is some kind of stuff. It's not my world anymore, but it's totally okay that other has it because that makes us unique.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because we were talking about the wild days. Everybody defines it differently. For me, my wild days were, and this was really interesting. I was working a lot, and I was traveling a lot, and I was moving in 1 year more than 8 times, and had my stuff there and there and there, and then with my boyfriend and all the other things, and I want to do everything, at once. And I think it was after, I had my second or third burnout afterwards, but I don't want to miss any minute. It was a blast. And sometimes I because my parents asked me, where are you at the moment? I was smiling at them and cracking up. I said, if I wouldn't travel with myself, I wouldn't know either anymore. Because I was so on the road and it was perfect. Did I get the burnout because of that? Yes. But I wouldn't miss anything. And I did terminal care with 3 of my aunties. And when you, like, they are close to dying and that we are taking care of them when they are dying. And a lot of people, they just be upset because they didn't do this one and this one and this one. And for me, I can't say that. Because when there's something in my mind or in my heart, just do it.
And yeah, that's why I told my I have a family member that's fighting with that all the time. And I just looked at him. I'm like, you know what? I said, internally, I decided I'm not going to live a shoulda, woulda, coulda life is the way I word it. So it's like, they're like, well, what's that? I said, well, I shoulda back in the day, coulda, vice versa, whatever it is. I'm like, just go do it. And they're like, well, what if I fail? Go fail.
Exactly.
That's just
and it's
how
not
you
failing,
learn.
it's learning. Yes, exactly. It's learning.
Yep.
And this is what I never understood from anybody. And when I had my bad car accident 2015, and seriously, I have still no idea how I could survive it without any scratch, nothing. And this was the last thing what I needed, or a kick ass what I needed, to say every single day I do something from my bucket list. I just live my life the way I want to. And even in times of COVID, I'm doing so much stuff, and truly stuff what I always wanted to do and always do, and dreams come true.
And I
And
got
this is not a saying of a coach, motivational coach.
Yeah.
Dreams come true. No, this is hard work. This is something because I wanted to do. And if you want to do something, the universe truly conspiracy, and there's always someone there who is helping you. Always.
Yep. 100%.
Always.
And we are, I'm gonna say we are one of the lucky ones that enjoyed our lives. I'd rather, and I'm gonna sound weird how I say this. Yes, okay, COVID's a bad thing, I get that. But what I accomplished, or what my inner circle accomplished during COVID, I'll take another one of those years again. Because you need something to pull away. And I love my rock, I love my concerts. I love the entertainment side of it, go see hockey, go see some rock bands or whatever. I love that stuff. But I didn't notice until when it was away that how much time it was consuming into, and even like the drinking side of it, how much time that was all consumed up with. So now you eliminate all of that, and it's like, oh, look at this, and the world just opens right up, and then you finally put that focus into that tunnel or the route that you want to go into. So I can't even explain how amazingly blessed, awesome, whatever word we want to put, once lockdown occurred. We all fought it. I get that, like we all had our struggles at times, but yeah, going into this year and stuff, my theme this year is all in or nothing, which means like once your brain's locked on something, just go do it. And it's not like, the theme of it is, it's not like, all in of saying, I'm going to quit my job today and run 100%. It's that I'm going all in everything. I'm going to give it the 100% focus I can give it, and try to bring it to fruition on whatever it is. If it's a girl, I'm not dating anyone, but like, if it's a girl, it's a girl. If it's your personal health, it's personal health. If it's eating, it's eating. Whatever it is, we can go through the whole avenue of getting that beast out. But what it is, when I said all in or nothing, it's like you drop that wall, and then you can finally like live your life to the true potential that you have on the inside.
Exactly. And none of us know each other, and none of us, you don't know either yourself. And this is something for me, the biggest journey is actually finding myself, my potential, what I'm capable of. And one kick-ass movie for me was Lucy by Luc Besson.
Yep.
Only with the question, who am I, or what happens when I access 100% the brain? I say that 100% consciousness. And what I had a very interesting tribe where we discovered together what that actually means, and how we can access or crack our subconsciousness to full consciousness. And it's amazing what we actually can do. And this is something I always say I still have no idea who I am, but I might get a feeling every single day more and more. And when my ex-boyfriend told me lately, I begin to understand you now. And we broke up more than 10 years ago. And he's telling me now that he begin to understand me. So I'm like, that's good. Because we are doing now a project together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's you have to separate to maybe one day, find that back then maybe it was too early. Because for years I say to him, one day we will work together. He always said to me, no. I said yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a very high intuitive person.
Yeah.
And as more as you correct your subconsciousness and your subconscious becomes conscious, you more become intuitive. And in my opinion, ADD people, Asperger people, autism people, we have just a different perspective and a different, sub consciousness who pops up earlier than and other people it's subconscious there. That's why we don't understand each other. But when you open up and you find out that there very much more similarity is there, then we get our own consciousness more and more. And I think that's the greatest journey ever. I like it.
I'm having a blast. Once I eliminated, and I'm going to use the term the crutches, not the crutches, but the failures that like the drink and the binge and all that stuff. Once I eliminated that and I started focusing into, this is me, this is why I am, this is my learning. Number one key here, this is my learning style. So how can I give me the best, like how can I develop myself to be the best person I have with the stuff that I'm alert with now? I mean, the more I dig, the more, it's like the more it doesn't end. Like we're not going to end until we're 6 feet under, but you're starting to realize, okay, why was I fearful about that? That's nothing now. It's like, why am I scared about that? And in the conversation I had before, we jumped on Zoom here was, and I'm not going to go in depth of it, but there's a certain event coming in March that I actually took a day off for.
Mm-hmm.
And then my sister's like, that's amazing. She knows I'm not going to get the detail on the podcast of what's going on with it, but she's like, that's amazing. She's like, and even my buddy's like, that's amazing, because they know that they're like, now, and it's during a week and I work at a manufacturing facility full time and I'm doing all this stuff on extra over and above it. They said, you just took a decision in your life and said, screw it. Like I took a midday off and doing something for me and not my career at work, but like for me and my personal business, that you pretty much just told in a nice way of saying, the place I work at is, hey, I'm taking a grip on my own life. You're not going to be controlling me Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. So it's like they said, the decision you made is like a big decision, because no matter what, you're going to be working or, hanging with people, whatever it is, but you're saying, I'm going left now with my life instead of go ahead.
But as more as you stand up for yourself, that's be freeing.
Yep.
Because at the end of your living, no one is telling you it's good that you stayed in this company. At the end of your living is how much you loved and how much you took care of yourself and your dreams.
And that's the thing that I told people straight out. It's like someone asked me that question, pretty much what you just said. What do you want to be known for? And for me, there's helping people in there. And I know helping people should be number one, but it's more of he lived his life on his own terms, his way, with his own attitude in a good way. And he was free from opinionated or whatever. It's like he was free. He was a bird that he was an eagle that flew to his own life. And he, dipped in the lake, his own terms, grabbed the fish, whatever it was, just truly free in his own terms. Mm-hmm. So like chase his dreams or whatever he needed to do. Down the road, I rather live a good, fulfilling life versus a long-term boring life.
That's what I always said.
Yeah.
And with the Speedy Gonzalez, or I grew up, with Speedy Gonzalez, it's like I regret anything. And when I was close dying 4 times. For me, it's like I lived a really, really good life. It's totally okay when the time is now or whatever. And if not, and this was the car accident, it was like, okay, this was the 3rd, 4th time I nearly died. It seems it has a reason why I'm still alive. So let's change a little bit the perspective about it and make it in a good life, but in my terms.
Yep.
Because the end of my living, I want to say she did it her way.
Yep.
And this is not something a saying. This is my big why. This is something what I truly live. And if someone out there who doesn't like it, I'm like, bye, thank you. I give a shit. And it's not about that I don't care. I care, but first for me.
Yeah, and we're not being selfish about it. It's like a selfless, selfish. So it's like we care about our inner happiness versus trying to, yeah. We said it right away.
People pleaser or so. I love supporting others, but if I'm getting ill from it, it doesn't help anybody.
Exactly.
And this is something, and I see it at COVID. I'm working more than ever, giving a lot of free stuff, a lot of free hours and times for Blogger, for Facebook, whatever, and also with the app. I didn't get paid for it. I knew it's important. I knew I can support others. And I knew that every single person out there, and I even translated books for free when I felt that this is something for a lot of people when they get this book and all the things. And this is not because I want to be becoming holy or something. It's because I would love to have all this stuff 20 years ago when I was nearly killing myself in France. And life is precious. Our body is precious, but we only have one here. Even when we believe in past lives, in future lives, in many lives, in whatever we believe, but the time is now in the here. And if someone is telling me I'm not allowed to do this, and if even I'm married to this guy, and even when I adore this guy or my children, I say, first me. I cannot support anybody else when I'm not in a good condition.
Yep.
And every single moment where you have to fight for something, for what you believe in, stand in, there's something wrong.
Yep. And that's the number one. We're gonna end it here, but that's the number one reason why we're seeing a lot of divorces. People aren't quite healthy with themselves first, and then because they're trying to please their wife or husband or whatever it is, and it gets to be a mess. But no, tell everyone where we can find you on Facebook, social media, or whatever you have for links, and we can.
I'm everywhere, except on TikTok. I'm not going on TikTok anymore because it was way too much time consuming. That's a reason why I'm not going to Clubhouse either.
Yep.
But on all the other ones, I'm LinkedIn, Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and I love social media, unfortunately, but I still love it.
Yep. Well, thank you. We'll definitely have you back because we got many different topics we can keep going down here. But we like I told her, I wanted to honor half hour of her time at most. We did go a little bit over, but at the beginning, like I said, we were talking, chatting, and kind of figuring out what topic we wanted to grab. So once again, thank you for coming on the show. I will have you back because what we were just talking about was like having me in your chair. Pretty much, it's like I'm talking to myself, just with the mindset and levels and pretty much the same. I don't want to say attitude, but like the confidence that we have. So
it's not. It's also about that we take it the way we are.
Yep.
There, in my deepest belief, is there are no mental challenges out there. But everybody is unique and they also need unique techniques. And when you meet yourself on eye level and on heart level, everybody is a good person.
Yeah.
We just forgot it through education.
Exactly. So once again, thank you very much. And
thank you.
I'm going to send you a text or a message through Messenger just for some of the links. If not, I'll just copy it on Facebook and see what I have on there. And then we'll go from there. So enjoy your day because I know it's, 6, 7 o'clock your time?
No, it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'm noon my time, so I'm about 7 hours behind you.
Mm-hmm. You still have a whole day. That's good.
Exactly. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.